Well, it's very clear that the GOP and the national media represent the military-industrial Israeli complex, and that they're very worried that the gravy train provided by the ongoing wars, these completely unjustifiable wars in violation of international law, the UN Charter, and even the U.S. Constitution, might come to a halt, not to mention that Ron Paul wants to abolish or get rid of the Fed, which has been printing, just using a printing press to put out anywhere from $17 to $70 trillion to benefit banks. It doesn't do the people any good. It doesn't do the American citizens, the taxpayers, any good. And we, of course, had the recent atrocity of Bank of America transferring $75 trillion in risky derivatives liabilities from one side of the ledger to the other and onto the backs of the American taxpayer, followed by J.P. Morgan. Now the latest absurdity is the New York Times launching an elaborate attack on Ron Paul because of these old newsletters in which some of his supporters express sentiments that could be construed as racist. Ron Paul has already disavowed it. But this hysterical attack on Ron Paul is based upon an elementary fallacy. Support is not a symmetrical relation. Just because X supports Ron Paul does not mean that Ron Paul supports X. How many romances would have had a different outcome if the fact that John loves Marcia meant that Marcia also loves John? This is complete rubbish about an old newsletter and occasional fans, which the man has addressed already. I don't think it's going to work. If Ron Paul were a creation of the media might be able to take him down, but he is his own man, which every voter in Iowa already knows. This is a disgraceful performance by the New York Times, which is showing its true colors as the flagship for the military-industrial Israeli complex. It's embarrassing and shameful and is going to permanently tarnish not Ron Paul, but the New York Times.